All right, so 6.2, the percent proportion. So you use percent proportion to find missing quantities. We didn't do this. We did it with a diagram instead. So we solved these problems first using a diagram, not using the percent proportion. So we're going to solve these using a percent number line. So what percent of 60 is 18? Let's start with a double number line diagram. So these always start the same with two parallel lines with an arrow on one end saying it can go past 100%. I put the percents on top, the numbers on the bottom. So 0% of any number is always 0. And so we're looking for what percent of 60 is 18. So what percent of 60 is 18? So 60 is the whole thing. 60 is the whole. This is our part. So the full amount is 60. And the question is 18 is what percent of 60? So if that's 60, 30 would be half. So 18 maybe somewhere right around here. So 18 doesn't need to be perfect. All right, 18 goes there. So that's the part, that's the whole. And the question is what percent is this here? So we're looking for the greatest common factor between 18 and 60. It doesn't have to be the greatest one. Some people just always find 1 and then go from 1 to 18. But I know they both divide by 6, so I'm going to find what percent 6 would be. So 60 is 100%, so what would 6 be? And I know that dividing 60 by 10, oh, my pen isn't working. 60 divided by 10 is 6. So if I divided the numbers by 6, I'm going to divide the percent by 6 as well. So divide by 6. And 100 divided by 6 is, not by 6, by 10. By 10. Divide by 10, divide by 10, silly goose. Okay, so divide by 10 and 100 divided by 10 is 10. And that should make sense. That if 60 is 100% of the number, right? 60 is 100% of 60. Then 6 would be 10% of 60. And then if we just say, hey, 18 is just 3 6s, so that's just 3 groups of 10%. So what is the percent that goes here? 30%. Our answer here, 30%. Okay? That 18 is 30% of 60. All right, so we got 18 is 30% of 60. Okay, what about number 9? So what number is 70% of 70? So again, we're doing this with a double number line diagram. So 0% of any number is always 0. And what number is the 70%? So we're looking for the part. What number is 70% of 70? So 70 is the whole. So the whole number, 100% of 70 is 70. And we're looking for the 70% part. So if that's 100%, 70% is right around here. So 70%. And our question is now about what's the part, that 70% part. So the common 70 and 100 share a common factor of 10%. So to get from 100 to 10%, divide by 10. And so to get from 70 to the 10% piece, we would divide by 10. So 7 is 7. 7 is 10% of 70. 70 is 100% of 70. 7 is 10% of 70. And then from here, 10 times 7 is 70. So 7 times 7 gets us to our answer of 49. So we have that 49 is 70% of 70. 49 is 70% of 70. Okay, what about number 10? If it's too fast, pause the video, right? Go back, take a look at it. So those are the first two. Number 10. So 18 is 120% of what number? So 18 is the 120% part. Kind of weird that it's more than the whole thing. So 18 is 120% of what number? So we're looking for the whole there. We know the part 18 is the 120% part of what number. So this one's interesting because we have more than 100%. So you still have your numbers. 0% of anything is still 0. But your 100% isn't going to be the full part here. This is the whole we're trying to figure out. We know that 120% of something, we know 120% of something is 18. So this one we needed to go past 100%. And then I'm looking for a common divider, a common factor, or a common divisor between 100 and 120. I'm going to use 20. You could use 10. 10 also works. I'm going to use 20%. And how many 20s go into 120? That's 6. So let's divide by 6 to get there. And let's divide by 6 on the numbers. So 18 divided by 6 is 3. And then I know that 5 20s gets me to 100%. So 5 groups of 3 gets me to our answer. So our answer here is 15. So 15 is the whole. 15 is the whole amount, what we started with. So 18 is 120% of what number? 18 is 120% of 15. All right. So 3/4 is 75%. So they gave us the part. 3/4 is the 75% of what number? So we're looking for the 100% whole again. So 3/4 is 75% of some number. So 0% of a number is 0. 100% of the number we don't know. All right, that's the whole that we don't know. But we do know the 75% part. The 75% part is 3/4. And we're trying to find, well, what would the full thing be? Well, it's going to be one whole, actually, because I know 3/4 is 75%. So it's going to be a whole, but let's just make sure we know why. So 25% is a nice one to find. 25 goes into 75 and 100. And that's if we divide this by 3. So divide by 3 and divide this by 3. 3/4 divided by 3 is 1/4. And if 25% is 1/4, right, how do we get to 100%? Multiply by 4 or just add that on. So multiplying by 4, we get that, right, 25 times 4 is 100%. So 1/4 times 4 is 4/4. And 4/4 equals one whole. One whole. So 3/4 is 75% of what number? 3/4 is 75% of 1. All right. So that is kind of the first 4 problems using a double number line diagram to solve percent problems. Okay, let's do a word problem or 2. All right, of the neighborhoods in a county, the ratio of urban to rural neighborhoods is 5:3. So urban to rural is 5:3. Find the percent of the rural neighborhoods in the county. So a percent, to find a percent, is a part to whole ratio. So what part of the neighborhoods, so part to whole ratio is a percent. We can find a percent using a part to whole ratio. A percent is always some number out of 100, and then that's the percent. So that's what we're going to do here. So what part are the urban, rural. We're looking for rural. So what part are rural? Well, 3 of the counties are rural out of a total. How many total counties? Out of a total of 8 counties. And then 3/8 3/8 as a decimal. We did this earlier, right? 3/8 is a decimal. 3 divided by 8. 3 divided by 8 is 0.375. All right. And then that as a percent, right? We don't need it. We could get it out of 100. But as a decimal, we just move the decimal place twice, right? We put the percent at the end and move the decimal place twice backwards that way. So we have 37.5%. 37.5% of the counties, of the neighborhoods in the county are rural. All right, so that is what we've got there. So 37.5%. So I took the ratio, made it into a part 2 whole ratio. That is the key, that together, all of them, both 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay, so the total amount of counties was 8. All right, so the surface of the earth is about 510 million square kilometers. Okay, surface area of the earth, 510 million square kilometers. About 25% of the earth's surface is land. What is the area covered by land? Well, 29% of Earth's surface is land. Now let's just translate this. Is means equals. I don't like how it's writing so fat. 29% can be translated to 0.29. Of means times. I guess this is getting more into the percent equation. Shoot. We were supposed to do this one with a diagram. Okay, well, we'll do that after. So 29% of the earth, 510, is land. So we don't know how much land is, right? That's our question mark. So all we're doing to find the land, we just take 29%, so 0.29 written as a decimal, right? 29% is 0.29 times the 510 gets us 147.9. So 147.9 is the land. So 147.9 million, all right, million square kilometers, okay? This is that many million square kilometers. Okay, that many million square kilometers. Like, that is way too little, all right? That was way too little. Okay, so how to do this with a diagram, because that's what we were supposed to do. Okay, we'll do that over on the side. We'll do this on the side here. All right, make sure we get the same answer. All right, well, 0% of the earth is 0 kilometers. And remember, this is in millions. All right, we know the whole Earth's surface, 100% of the Earth's surface is 510. All right, millions of kilometers, 510 million kilometers. And we're saying, hey, what's the 29%? What's 29%? This is land. All right, so the 29%, right about there, 29% is land. The rest would be the water. So this is the amount for the land, L for land. To find the common denominator is 1%. 1% would be the common factor. So divide by 100. Divide this by 100. To get 1%, divide this by 100. And you get 5.1. So 1% of the Earth's surface is 5.1 million kilometers. So then to get to 29%, just multiply by 29 and multiply this by 29. And I'm just going to verify on my calculator. So 5.1 times 29, we better get the answer we just got, is booyah, bookasha. I spit hot fire. Same answer. So 147.9 is the same answer we got before. Okay, so we were supposed to do it that way. Sorry, little sneak preview of next lesson. using equations to solve our problems. All right. Thank you very much, and I will catch you in the next one.